My name is Anthony Grieco, and I'm the Head of Curriculum and Program Development here at Vancouver Film School. I also work with colleagues here to establish partnership relationships with other post-secondary institutions, as well as high schools, to provide pathway opportunities for students, both students who are coming to VFS and students that go on to study at other institutions after they graduate from VFS. So we are a diploma granting institution at Vancouver Film School, and so most of our programs are 12 months in length. And the purpose of the pathway programs is to provide opportunities for students who wish to go on to do, for example, advanced diplomas or undergraduate degrees, or in some cases, graduate degrees, whereby they can actually study here at Vancouver Film School, achieve their 12-month diploma, and then go on and get an advanced diploma at a partner institution, or an undergraduate degree, or a graduate degree if they wish to, with some partners. So we have a number of different partnerships, and I think just in terms of differentiating, one of our major partner is with the British Columbia Institute of Technology, the Polytechnic here in BC, or BCIT. And we have a pathway that is both an advanced diploma as well as an undergraduate Bachelor of Business Administration with BCIT. The University of the Fraser Valley is another public university here in BC with whom we have a pathway partnership, and we can actually have our students graduate or ladder into a number of different undergraduate degrees there. And in terms of popularity, I would say that those two, BCIT and the University of the Fraser Valley, tend to be the most popular. The BCIT program is business related, and so a lot of the students that graduate from our programs have applied skills in creative media, and laddering into a business degree is actually a really good addition to the education that they receive here at VFS. The University of the Fraser Valley, on the other hand, has a lot more programs that are within the very same disciplines that we teach here. So, for example, they can go into a Bachelor of Fine Arts program at UFV. They can do a Bachelor of General Studies at UFV. They can stay in the humanities. They can study the arts. They can study drama. And so many of the disciplines that we actually teach here, again, it's a good addition to the education that they receive at VFS. So in addition to those two, I mentioned those two because they're the most popular, I would say, but in addition to those two, we have a really important partnership with Wilfrid Laurier University in Ontario, specifically with their BA, their Bachelor of Arts in English, as well as their Bachelor of Film Studies. And depending on the partner that you're talking about, some of our programs ladder into those partnerships and some do not. So the University of the Fraser Valley that I mentioned, most of our programs actually allow our students to graduate and go into the University of the Fraser Valley. BCIT is the same, whereas, for example, Wilfrid Laurier University is limited to our writing program, our film production program, and our acting program. Other partners include Royal Roads University, where we have a relationship with them and their professional communications program, Regent's University in London, the MetFilm School, also in London, the University of Arts, London, Manchester Metropolitan University, and the OCAD University as well, another public university here in Canada. And most recently, we actually have a relationship now with Kwantlen Polytechnic University, and that is specifically in their Bachelor of Arts Creative Writing and their Bachelor of Arts General Studies program. So you can kind of see with this list that I've given you, there are a lot of different choices that students have, and it really depends on what it is they wish to study, how long they wish to study, because some of these advanced diploma programs can be achieved with an additional year of study, and some of these undergraduate degrees can be achieved in as little as 2 years of additional study. And so it motivates a lot of students who wish to actually do an undergraduate degree in as little as 3 years when studying full-time to take some of these pathway opportunities. So I would say that in those instances, Wilfrid Laurier University is a really good example of where our film production students really can expand their skills in the history of film, the aesthetics of film, genre studies, some writing as well, by going on to study at Wilfrid Laurier University within their same film discipline. The University of the Fraser Valley, with the Bachelor of Fine Arts, like our digital design students, for example, can stay within similar disciplines. Some of our animation students can stay within similar disciplines. Kwantlen Polytechnic is a really good ladder for our writing graduates because it's a creative writing BA. It can be a creative writing BA that they achieve at Kwantlen. So those would be examples of where they're staying within their respective disciplines that they study here at VFS. And then the graduate programs that I mentioned, specifically the international ones, like MetFilm School, like the University of Arts London, like Manchester Metropolitan University, those are very much MAs, Master of Arts, that are within the disciplines that we teach here. Sound design, game arts, animation, for example. No, they do not automatically qualify for entry into any of these universities. They have to satisfy admissions requirements of these respective universities. They have to complete our program. They have to pass our program with 65%. In terms of attendance is something that at VFS that can actually affect your final grade. And so all of those factors play into whether or not they actually graduate from our programs. Then English language levels are actually required at partner universities as well. So for example, BCIT requires a 6.5 IELTS, and they will actually test our students who are graduating from VFS to make sure that their language skills are at the 6.5 that they require. That is one example. There are other universities that consider completion of a VFS program as the ESL requirement for their school. They don't have to decide right away, but it is a good idea to have some understanding of the kind of university or college or polytechnic that they wish to study at afterwards, because the earlier that they can apply while here at VFS, the earlier that they can actually apply to our partner universities, the more prepared that the admissions departments are at those universities and colleges to prepare a seat for them and such. Not right away, but it is a good idea to have an understanding of where you want to go once you actually begin your VFS program. Myself, as head of curriculum and program development, I've had conversations with students, for example, to discuss pathway options. Our heads of department sometimes can give them some feedback on what kinds of programs would be more ideal for them. You know, we do encourage them as soon as possible to begin the admissions process at these partner universities, because it's there that they will actually have much more in-depth counseling about what those programs look like, what their course list is going to be, their overall area of study, and so, you know, getting the answers to their questions either through our website, either through conversations here at VFS, or most importantly, conversations at our partner universities. They should get their questions answered. I would say just really have a look at the website in terms of the different opportunities and options that there are. Think about how long a period of study you wish to study for, because as I mentioned, there are different lengths of study with our different pathway opportunities. I would say think about the discipline that you want to focus on. You know, business may not be something that you wish to go on to pursue. after you complete a VFS diploma. And again, the offerings that I mentioned earlier can also give them opportunities to study within disciplines that they're much more familiar with, within those art forms and creative forms of expression that they wish to actually augment and improve and continue to work within. And so some schools will offer much more closer to what VFS teaches, and other schools are a little bit more divergent away from what VFS teaches here. And I would say to students, that's just something to keep in mind in terms of what your overall plan for your education is. And then ultimately what you wish to do in industry.
Thank you for your interview.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
That was pretty good. It was all detailed.
Good, good. Okay. I hope you got everything you needed, yeah.